Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
First ever rupee-based crypto index. It's called Create. Why is it called so? What does it do? We'll cover all of that in this show, which is called Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh. A very warm welcome. We'll begin the show with big stories of the week. US senators brought bill on cryptocurrency regulation. A bipartisan pair of US senators unveiled this on Tuesday, and this bill would establish new rules for cryptocurrency and hand the bulk of their oversight to the CFTC, that's Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which means it would stipulate that the CFTC, not the Securities and Exchange Commission, play the primary role in regulating crypto products, most of which these senators said operate more like commodities than securities. Although the bill is not expected to become law in the current session of Congress, with the midterm election just months away. We've also got you a session from a former CFTC chairman in this episode, so do not miss that. Another big story from the states. New York State Legislature has passed a bill imposing a 2-year moratorium on use of fossil fuel power plants to provide energy to crypto miners of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but Governor Kathy Hochul's office on Monday said she had not yet decided whether to sign it. 2 years after PayPal Holdings Inc. opened up its platform to digital currencies, it has announced that it will now allow users to transfer cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, to external wallets. The feature became available to select US users on Tuesday and will be rolled out to all eligible US customers in the coming months. Users could buy, sell and hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin on PayPal, but were not allowed to move crypto holdings off its platform earlier, but now they can do that. Coming back home, Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageswaran said on Thursday that cryptocurrencies have yet to pass the test to become fiat currency, and at the same time, it would be difficult to regulate them. Pitting crypto against conventional currencies, he said that cryptocurrencies cannot satisfy basic requirements such as having store value, widespread acceptability, and unit of account. He also passed sharp remarks on DeFi. He said, "In my opinion, while it is considered innovation, I would reserve my judgment whether it is truly innovative or truly disruptive in a positive sense, or is it something that we will come to regret." So we keep hearing some or the other government executive talking about cryptocurrency in this tone. But of course, we have to have all sorts of voices. Moving ahead, Income Tax Department portal gave happiness to crypto traders, though only for a very little time. In their document on tax deductible at source, which is TDS, the rate for virtual digital assets had been dropped to 0.1%, and everybody was like, "Yay, finally!" And several crypto enthusiasts on Twitter were actually jumping with elation, but later they updated it to 1%, as stated in the Union Budget for 2022 to 2023. Moving ahead, CoinSwitch has launched the country's first benchmark index that will track the performance of the rupee-based crypto market. It's named Create. The index will follow the movements of 8 popular crypto assets, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. But what is an index? What does it do? We'll tell you in our explainer. And of course, every time I read CRE8, I call it Create, but it's actually innovatively named and it's called Create. But let's go to our explainer on our coffee wall. So we'll explain index and crypto index first. Then we'll have someone from CoinSwitch to answer your other queries. So what's an index? An index measures the price performance of a list of securities. It is a hypothetical portfolio of investment holdings. But what does it do? It represents a segment of the financial market which helps investors compare current stock price levels with past prices to calculate market performance in Indian stock market field. Examples are Nifty, Sensex. For example, Nifty represents the weighted average of 50 of the largest Indian companies listed on the National Stock Exchange. Now comes the crypto index. A crypto index, Create in this case, will follow the movements of crypto assets popular in India. These assets cover more than 85% of the total market capitalization of crypto coins traded in Indian rupee. And now we have with us Teja Aditya Surbhi. He's a product manager with CoinSwitch. And Teja, I have to address the elephant in the room. How often do you introduce yourself by saying, Teja, main hoon, mark kidhar hai?
I keep saying mark nahi hai.
Okay, why was an index important? Let's get to the business.
Since each crypto digital asset has unique drivers ranging from adoption, demand, supply, and their own set of innovation, right? Using any single crypto's performance is not the right way to benchmark the entire asset class. Right? Also, crypto assets in India, especially the onshore assets, are driven by factors like Indian demand and supply, global prices, and INR exchange rates.
Okay.
With the crypto investor base increasing significantly, there is a need for benchmarking and assessing performance. In the absence of reliable domestic INR denominated index, Indian investors, especially media, are forced to use US indices that don't reflect Indian onshore pricing. Hence, Create is fully transparent and replicable. It's published every minute.
And it's called Create. What's 8 in it?
So 8 is a very important number here. 8 constitutes the total number of crypto assets in the index. So that's why it's Create. Technically, it's Crypto Rupee Index. These 8 coins covers 85% of Indian crypto ecosystem. Right, and we exclude stable coins and derivatives of any other index component.
And can you list these 8 coins for us?
So for the month of June, we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Ripple, we have Cardano, we have Solana, we have Doge, we have Polkadot, and Binance Coin.
Okay. So do these coins keep on, changing? Because if I've guessed it right, they change on the base of their market cap.
The index is completely built on market capitalization, right? These 8 coins will remain the same for 3 months, right? However, every month we rebalance the index to make sure the index is healthy. However, on a quarterly basis, which is once in every 3 months, we reconstitute the index. When we do this, these 8 coins might change, might not change.
Okay. And does this index have any timings?
So since crypto markets are open round the clock, Create populates data every minute throughout the day. Technically, Create populates 1440 data points every day. However, like any typical financial market, our index has an opening value and a closing value. Opening value is at 12 a.m. And the closing value is around 11:59 p.m.
Sure. But Teja, what does it mean for the Indian crypto scene?
Now, if you look at the Indian crypto market, right, has a lot of local nuances based on, again, aspects like demand and supply, domestic headlines. So it doesn't exactly track global prices. For example, if you look at what happened in November 2021, right, for a few days due to headlines on regulation, Indian crypto market saw huge fluctuations, whereas the global market was completely stable. Right? Create will help you track the Indian market as a whole, rather than tracking a single crypto asset. As a result, Create will also help you or me or any user to make better decisions.
Sure. Thank you so very much for joining us, and definitely a proud moment for all of us. And now we bring to you one highlight session from Consensus 2022. That's a crypto festival being organized by CoinDesk in Austin, Texas. CoinDesk is a news site specializing in Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Here's an excerpt of a session by former Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that is CFTC Chairman Jay Christopher. He discusses the new crypto bill proposed in the US and also listen into his thoughts on arithmetic stablecoins.
Chris, let's first get your thoughts on what are the highlights of the bill? What are the most important features of this bill?
what's so important about the bill is, firstly, it is the first step that Congress is taking to wade into crypto broadly, not just narrowly in a few narrow areas, but crypto as fully realized, and not just as a tradable asset class, but its full potential to really revolutionize money and finance and banking. And so that is so important. Secondly, it's bipartisan. The only thing that's really going to emerge, in fact, we need it to emerge as bipartisan so that one party is not vested against it, another party vested in it. We need both parties vested in it. And it's comprehensive. It really addresses everything from tax issues to regulatory issues to national security issues. So I really commend the two senators for coming together on this. This is going to be the bill on which other issues are latched onto, whether it gets done this year or next year. The important step is it's bipartisan and it's comprehensive.
I'm curious your thoughts on algorithmic stablecoins. Terra collapse, right, in the UST. Are they exciting innovation? Is it a dangerous gambit? What's your view on that from a digital dollar perspective?
Well, you know, a lot of people focus on crypto for its asset class factor, right? But I don't. I think of crypto in a different way. I think of crypto, broadly defined, as a series of protocols for the internet to be used to establish the ownership of value and the transfer of value. In the same way that TCP/IP allowed the internet to be used for communications, the same way that Bluetooth and 5G technologies allow devices to talk to devices, crypto are a series of protocols that allow the internet to be used. And so experimentation with these protocols is vitally necessary to get to a future internet of value, right? The internet today of information is a series of protocols. You have many, HTTP/ML, you have the different ones used, right? We're going to need different protocols, whether it's the blockchain protocol, the Ethereum protocol, others for an internet of value. And so I encourage, and one of the things I like about this new Lummis-Gillibrand bill is it encourages innovation and doesn't stifle it.
So we could get to a point where a stablecoin doesn't have to be backed by a dollar. It could be an algorithmic structure. That's a future that you could contemplate.
Very much so. In a healthy future, we should have multiple protocols and lots of choice for society.
Very interesting observations there. Of course, we had also covered stablecoins and especially arithmetic stablecoins on our show. An interesting observation on US senators bringing bill on cryptocurrencies and that being a bipartisan attempt as well. With that, we're slipping into a very short break, but on the other side, we have MCQ. That's My Crypto Queries, where you send in your questions and our esteemed guest right there on the screen will be answering those questions, but in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching Coffee and Crypto. Hi, you're watching Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh, and now we have a special segment for you, which is called MCQ. That's My Crypto Queries, where your crypto queries actually go to our experts and they answer it in a very simple and sweet way. We have two very special guests with us. We have Rohas Nagpal, Chief Blockchain Architect, Hybrid Finance Blockchain, that's Hi-Fi, Malik Kotadia, Co-Founder and Chairman, Finnovation Labs, Singapore. Thanks for joining us. We'll begin with this question. How can one be sure that they are not hacked? Rohas, this question is for you. So basically, I think what this user is trying to understand is how to be secure. Of course, blockchain is absolutely secure, but how to secure, the platform that one is on?
Sure. So while the blockchain has a very high level of security, you as an end user are not really running the blockchain node, but you're holding your own crypto assets in a wallet. So if you're going to be using software or hardware wallets, then you need to make sure that your computer is also safe. Because if someone manages to hack into your laptop, they could easily get into all your apps which are running on that laptop. So there are certain standard protection that we follow. Don't randomly click on email links if you don't trust that particular link. Do not download random softwares from the internet unless you're sure who has created it and it's a trusted site. Be very careful of the apps, because there are so many fake apps that are being used today on the Play Store and Apple Store, where once you download that app, it is actually able to steal all your crypto. So be very, very careful about which apps you download. So if you follow these basic precautions, I would say 99% you would be safe. Having said that, there is never 100% security anywhere in the world.
Agree. Arif's question for Malik, where has Anchor protocol gone?
So this is really connected to the whole, collapse of Terra and then Luna that we saw over the past couple of months. Essentially, Anchor is part of the same ecosystem. There are, multiple variables and reasons for this. One is, of course, the whole collapse of Luna and what happened with Terra and how Luna was kind of rebranded as 2.0 and introduced in the market. The other thing is that it was offering an unsustainably high interest rate of 20%, which is not how the designers intended it to be. It was supposed to be in the range of 4%. Now, my simple point is think of, and I'll give a simple analogy so that you can understand it. Let's say you invest in a stock and everybody's saying the stock is good and it gives a 20% dividend. So let's say you invest in it, you get attracted to it, but it loses 70 or 75% of its value and it exhausts its treasury holding. Will you buy it or will you hold it or will you stay away from it? I mean, it's the same absolute commonsensical logic. I think people just got carried away with FOMO. And to add to this, now the company is embroiled in so many legal and regulatory issues, right? Every second day we are reading about some inquiry or some case against the founder, Do Kwon. So, I mean, I would clearly say this was unsustainable from the beginning and perhaps, investors should have done their due diligence well in advance.
Okay, Yusra's question for Rohas. Ethereum is failing continuously. Any idea when will it bounce back?
Sure. So I would say the success of Ethereum depends now to a great deal on the merge which is going to happen. So what the merge is going to do is the current what is running in the testnet called the beacon chain, where it is now going to merge with the mainnet and Ethereum will then become faster and cheaper. But the problem is that this has been getting delayed for a very long time. So people are also becoming very impatient. We are hoping that it will happen in the next few months. If that happens, I think Ethereum could make a good comeback. If it doesn't happen, we can expect another major fall.
Right. Asim Quadri's question for Malik. If we trade through a miner, can he give us double in 4 to 5 hours?
Well, I'll just, sound like a broken record, but I'll repeat what I have been repeating on your show. Please stay away. There are no quick bucks to be made. Any such thing where it feels too good to be true, it is most likely too good to be true. So just stay away from these things and, use common sense.
Next question, also linked to mining. Hafiz asked, is mining legal in India, Rohas?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we have to realize that mostly when we look at the law tells us what is not allowed. The law doesn't tell us what is allowed. So for example, I'm wearing a black t-shirt, but there is no law which says in India I can wear a black t-shirt. Because there is no law stopping it, we can say black t-shirts are allowed. Similarly, there is no law in India which says mining is illegal. Automatically means you can do mining and you will not get into legal trouble as of right.
I like the black t-shirt analogy here. Last quick question from Zem. How bad is crypto mining for environment? Malik, you want to take that out?
Sure. So I think it's common knowledge by now that proof of work is definitely harmful for the environment and substantially harmful for the environment. There have been many studies done. I'll just quote one done by the Columbia Climate School. And this is just limited to Bitcoin. Bitcoin uses almost 150 terawatt hour per year, which is, if you had to look at it in context, it's more than the energy consumption of a country like Argentina. And carbon dioxide emission is 65 megatons, which is comparable to how much Greece emits. So, it's definitely very, very bad for the environment. There have been some attempts to develop or power mining through green energy sources, but I think it's still in its early days in infancy. One thing, as Rohas alluded to, is the move from proof of work to proof of stake. That could be extremely helpful, and we've seen that in the case of Ethereum as well. Whenever this merge goes live, we will have 90 or 99% energy consumption drop. At least that's what experts are saying.
Sure. Thank you so very much, gentlemen, for answering all our queries. And in the end, I'm leaving you with a story which we have mined from Chhattisgarh. It is about Prakash Tank. He is a 12th pass bright youngster mining crypto, setting up in middle of fields. I'm Arun Singh. It's goodbye from my side. 20 kilometers from Rajnandgaon of Chhattisgarh, Prakash Tank of Sukhri village goes to the farms like many of his neighbors do. But the only unique thing about him is that he goes to crypto mining farms, situated in the middle of fields growing banana and lemons.
हम लोग यहाँ ये GPUs के थ्रू माइनिंग करते हैं इथेरियम की और करीबन यहाँ पर मैं 500 से 600 GPUs लगे हुए हैं अलग अलग मॉडल्स के। कुछ ही GPU से हमने चालू किया था इस काम को। और छत्तीसगढ़ इसलिए क्योंकि यहाँ पर एक तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सस्ती भी है, 24/7 बिजली अवेलेबल भी रहती है, और दूसरा यहाँ का मौसम एनवायरनमेंट भी काफ़ी सपोर्टिव है माइनिंग के लिए में भी।
After passing the 12th standard, Prakash pursued currency trading at NSC, which he left after the financial struggle he faced because of demonetization. His family friend based in the US suggested him to take up mining, which ignited an interest in him, and YouTube tutorials became his best friends.
सिखाने वाले तो कोई नहीं थे ना इसके पहले भी। आज आप YouTube में देखेंगे तो बहुत सारे ट्यूटोरियल्स और आपको सिखाने वाले इंस्टीट्यूशंस और ये सब अभी आ गए हैं। बट जब हमने शुरू किया था तब कोई भी सिखाने वाला नहीं था, तो ये सब कुछ हमने अपने आप से ही खुद से ही सीख कर किया है। माइनिंग ये एक काफ़ी अच्छा बिजनेस है और अभी एक ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में बदलते जा रहा है धीरे धीरे समय के साथ में ये, और ये लोगों को रोज़गार भी दे सकता है और लोगों को कमाने का साधन जरिया भी दे सकता है ये।
Prakash has 600 graphics processing units installed at 2 different sites. Residents of this district, once affected by Naxalism, had never seen a setup like this.
लोग नहीं जानते हैं ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में, माइनिंग के बारे में, तो उनको काफ़ी अजीब और नया लगता था कि उनको समझ ही नहीं आता था कि ये हम कर क्या रहे हैं करके, यह ब्लॉकचेन क्या है, क्रिप्टो क्या है। बट धीरे धीरे अवेयरनेस बढ़ी, लोगों को समझ में आना भी चालू हो गया है और अब सबको अच्छा भी लगता है। क्रिप्टो फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट जिस तरह से बन रहा है तो सबको मज़ा भी आ रहा है उसमें। GPUs जो है अब इंडिया में ही मिल जाते हैं, काफ़ी अच्छे बड़े बड़े इंपोर्टर्स हैं इंडिया में, और ये आपको किसी भी नॉर्मल कंप्यूटर की शॉप में आपको मिल सकते हैं GPUs। करीबन 500 से 600 GPU हैं हमारे पास भी, जिनके अलग अलग मॉडल्स भी होते हैं GPU के, और काफ़ी आसानी से अवेलेबल है इंडिया में।
Chhattisgarh, popular for its mining of coal, iron ore and diamonds, is treading fresh paths in the crypto mining world. From Chhattisgarh's Rajnandgaon, Zulfikar Ali's report for NDTV.
Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.